Okay. Hey guys. So this is my friend Karthik, and we're gonna talk about the article. So the article mentioned about the chaos the aviation industry is mentioning uh, is happening with like the understaffing and stuff. But the Trump administration is currently trying to fix that with the $12.5 billion investment. So for the first question I have is, the article shows the sudden government changes like El Paso flight ban caused a lot of chaos. How would you react if your travel or work plans were suddenly cancelled with almost no warnings because of the new rule?
Um, I would be, quite frankly speaking, a bit pissed because I would probably have no backup plan, or the work plans or the flight itself might have connecting flights, which is going to kind of ruin or cascade down and ruin the entire trip itself. And if there is something more important than just like a vacation riding on it, it might also affect my career. So, but that's like with everything, but in this specific sense, yeah. It
Yeah,
would
and
be
then to
annoying.
add on to that, you would be stranded in a country that you've never like in a different country, right? If you had a layover or had a connecting flight, so it would not be a very good experience because of like a sudden flight ban, and then if it gets effect if it happens, if it's effect immediately, it would just cause a lot of chaos to the people traveling. And then for the second one, on the government is currently removing rules that used to force airlines to pay passengers back for delays. Do you think it's better for the economy to have fewer rules for businesses, or do we need those rules to protect the customers? Or
Um,
what that?
for the delay or even the cancellation cascades, I think it would be apt if they did get some sort of compensation, whether it be like something like small like flight points or I don't know, some sort of compensation would be nice for delays itself because there could be other things riding on that specific flight path. But if it's just sort of, I don't know if they should be fully refunding if the flight is still kind of there, right? So if the trip is not canceled, I don't think it would make sense to fully cancel it. And in terms of the economy, whether we should protect the little guy or whether we should protect the companies serving these people, I think it would also. I think the economy itself would allow them to sort of figure it out themselves because, let's say if you're a flight company that's constantly using delays or constantly like breaking apart, and your flight will never be there on time. So if you constantly have that, the based on the bad reputation itself, the flight itself will be cheaper, right? Because you can
Yeah,
expect these garbage things to happen.
yeah,
So then you can be like, okay, that the reputation itself will get ruined. So I don't necessarily know if we should be punishing them even more than that.
yeah. And then the thing with the getting removing with um, helping the what do you call it, the passengers, right, with the delays is because the companies want to build trust so that they can fly the airlines again. But like like Karthik said, it's like if we keep having delays over a long period of time as like an airline, the reputation's already gone. So there's no platform to build trust. Like one good example we have is like Spirit Airlines, Spirit Airways. It was like the number one economical. It's still one of the cheaper ones, but still it has a really bad reputation right now because of the delays and like just the conditions that the struggles the passenger has to go through to fly through it. And then last, if you're running a company, would you rather have a lot of strict rules but know what exactly know exactly what to expect, or have very few rules but have to deal with sudden, unpredictable changes from the government?
Um, I think I would rather have a bit more stricter rules rather than sudden changes, which might impact the current plans that I have or impact my current revenue streams. Because having this sort of unpredictability, though it is a part of business, it's kind of annoying if suddenly flight route is just doesn't exist anymore because of a government ban, right? So I think in this case itself, it would make sense to have some sort of strict rule set that we can be like, okay, these are the bare minimums, and then afterwards maybe you can add on things, but it also has like a delay of how long it will take before they add it on, right? Because you don't want something to be like
So
tomorrow.
go step by step.
Yeah, so like
Yeah.
first inform before you enforce would be really nice.
Yeah, and like if the government had like unpredictable like systems, I mean the current systems are like everything has to be like the user, or like when you start a business everything has to be like first like have a good blueprint. They cannot change things in the process. Like there's certain rules and laws to protect that. But if we made it so that we have to deal with unpredictable changes from the government, it would just mean a lot of businesses would have to run under constant pressure and stress that, and like run through and check everything just to make sure that their business is following, or like adapt to the change quickly, which also requires a lot of money and time and the right resources, because most of the time people don't like to change. So that's about it.